Welcome everybody to Smell It Sunday here on Aromatically Speaking, my secondary channel. This is a channel that I do all live streams, and this is kind of a weekly show. It's become almost like a bi-weekly show at this point, but we'll be doing more lives, including spontaneous lives very soon. But all of the content on this channel is going to be my live content. And this show, Smell It Sunday, is a show where we get together and we chit-chat, we talk about the holidays, we talk about the seasons, we talk about candles and the industry, all of the new products that are out there. We do unboxings, which we're going to be doing today, a lot of unboxings. And this is my opportunity to chat with you folks one-on-one. Well, maybe not one-on-one, hopefully it's not one-on-one. Hopefully it's one on many. But with that said, if you are not subscribed to this channel, do it now. Hit that button. I'll see it. I'll get a little notification. Because as soon as we get to 1,000 subscribers on this channel, you see how I'm tethered to my computer? Well, you can't see it, but I'm tethered to my computer right now. I can't do live streams out and about, outside, inside the Yankee Candle village. I can't take you where I want to take you on Sunday, this upcoming Sunday. Kringle Candle. Do you want a tour of Kringle Candle? Well, we need to get to 1,000 subscribers so I can get inside Kringle Candle, use their Wi-Fi, and do a live stream using their Wi-Fi. So keep that in mind. Please subscribe and spread the word. Let's get to 1,000 subscribers this week. We're almost there. But we are going to be doing an unboxing today. I was shocked when I recently went to my P.O. box. I offer you guys to send me anything you want, as long as it's family friendly. It doesn't have to be aromatic related. It could be candles, I'm trying to think of great ideas, like weird candies that I maybe never have tried. I want this to be not just about candles, but talk about things that we're passionate about, and maybe poke a little bit of fun at myself, a little bit of fun or playful discomfort sometimes. I was thinking about buying really sour candies and giving a live reaction video or something to that effect. Whatever it may be, we got to spice things up a little bit. We got to get this channel growing and be doing more things. So welcome everybody. Let me pull you up so I can see your comments in the on the sidebar. And excuse me while I do that, try to pull it off. Let's lower the volume. There it is. I am live. And make sure you hit that little notification. There's a little bell with quotations around it. Hit that bell. Because some people say, I never know when you're live. Well, if you're not getting if you don't have that bell clicked, you won't get the notifications. We have a nice full house. While we have that full house, if you are at your computer on your phone, hit that thumbs up button. It really helps out. And let's see who we have in the house. Look at this. So many faces, familiar faces. We have Rachel, our creator of the Candle Enthusiast Facebook fan group. Now, I was talking about this a little bit on my last stream on my main channel just moments ago. But I just want to quickly plug the Candle Enthusiast fan group. This is a place I did not create. Rachel and the moderators for 2 years, they're celebrating their 2-year anniversary of running this this very friendly, very informative group of friends and people from all over the world coming together, sharing their passions of not only candles, but other things, like I said, that they're nostalgic and passionate about. And these are our lovely creators. Rachel, the creator of the group. We have Lauren, dear Lauren, and look at Rebecca down here. We have bios, short little bios that are written by the moderators, so you can get to know them personally, because to me they are the stars of the show. There's no reason why there should be a spotlight on me on this group, because they do everything. So happy 2-year anniversary, and a big shout out to all of the moderators and the members of the Facebook group. Are you a member? You're not? Do you have a Facebook account? Of course you have a Facebook account. Get on over and request to join. Do it. Do it. I got some coffee in hand. Where were we? I was saying hello to everybody. We have Nikki of Washington Wicks in the house. We have Trisha. Been seeing a lot more of you, Trisha, which is making me very happy. Vintage Road Candles. All right. I don't think we've been acquainted. Are you a proprietor of a candle company? And she says, I believe it's a she. I love that window too. Well, thank you. That is my magic window. I'm going to make a video on it one day. We have Laura. And she's saying, nice to see you again. So I'm guessing you've come from my last stream. We got Blend It Like Brian. We have Leslie Pethybridge of Silver Moon Candle Company. We have Elizabeth Jordan. Jordan, what's going on, buddy? Blend It Like Brian. Nicholas March. How we doing? Scarlett and Suzanne. And please, if you're lurking in the background, you don't want to participate in chatting, don't lurk. Chat. Unless you got nothing good, like Thumper says. If you got nothing good to say, don't say nothing at all. But if you got something good to say, we all want to hear it. So, ask away. My last live, I really didn't get to address any questions because I was trying to plow through these brand new candles from Lunar Candle Company. Small batch candle company. I loved this unboxing. This was so much fun. And the candle, I felt like I was really connecting with the candles because it was, not only was I getting a good read on them, but all very well made. So Lunar Candle Company, make sure you check them out on Facebook, or not Facebook, well, they might be on Facebook, but Instagram, and their website. They really make, this was my first experience, but look at this. I evaluated this collection right here, the entirety of the 5. You can see the whole collection is sold out. Trick or Treat is sold out, and some of these are on pre-order, but there's a couple available, and I'm sure these will all be restocked. And of course, they have their own spooky gothic candles that don't fall into the Halloween category. This kind of falls into the Halloween category. Haddonfield, the hometown. It's sold out, but the hometown of Michael Myers. All right. I hope you guys don't mind, but I am turning. I gotta do it. It's still so hot. It is the summer after all. I gotta turn the fan on so I can breathe. That's probably a little bit too loud. And let's do some unboxing. So yeah, like I said, I went to the P.O. box, and what I'm suspecting is, if you go into the description section of my videos, you'll find ways of how to pledge money to the channel for travel videos, not for candles, but for travel expenses, so we can go and do really fun things when the holidays come around. We have a massive trip next week in Massachusetts. I'm actually quite nervous because, I've been on a hiatus for a long time, and I'm going to be working 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days straight, doing nothing but filming and driving and editing. Hopefully not all at the same time, but every day we'll have a little bit of each. But all of the money whether if you want to become a Patreon member, patreon.com is a way where you can pledge $1, you can pledge $2. If you pledge a little bit more, like PBS, you can get a little something in the mail. We even have subscription boxes where I custom make a subscription box just for you. We kind of communicate, we find out what you like, what you don't like, and I make a box just for you every single month. Also, we have anonymous donations through PayPal, and we have the Amazon, I guess the Candle Enthusiast Amazon wish list. I never thought this would work, but it makes sense. Some people don't want to, they don't want to give you money. They want to buy you something that you need, and I guess that makes total sense. So I combined a list. I made a list on Amazon of what are camera expendables? Like gaff tape, foil for the lights, AA batteries, rechargeable batteries, cables, cords. There's some more pricier things. You'll see that there's things that are really pricey. So if anyone really wants to invest in the show, they can do that. But my point is, someone purchased, it looks like, because these are all Amazon boxes, looks like they purchased a bunch of stuff on this Amazon wish list for the show, for the production of the show, and for these live streams. And that's precisely what we're going to unbox in this moment. Now, I have a letter here. I don't know, because here's the thing, I don't know who sent these to me. But we do have a letter here. Maybe this letter will tell us a little bit about who sent these goodies. We have this wax monogram there, M. And I want to be careful not to show the address. So let's open this first. This might just be something completely different. Oh, wow. No way. Oh, no. I know who this is. Let's hope there's a card. Yes. Oh, God, I hope you're watching. Dear the Candle Enthusiast, salutations. I hope this note finds you in the best of health. I'm in pretty good health, I have to say. Right now I'm feeling pretty good. Please enjoy this candle cozy, you heard that correct, candle cozy, as we turn our attention to autumn. I don't know why I just did that face, but it felt right in the moment. Enjoy this candle cozy as we turn our attention to autumn. May your candle always light. I love it. Mary, thank you so much. P.S. No thanks on camera is necessary. Well, Mary, it's too late, but of course it's necessary. Thank you so much. I don't know if you make these, but you have sent me one in the past, and it's so funny, I was just looking at it, and it was right there. So this was one, the way this works, we need a Yankee Candle. Let's take this right here. We have a Yankee Candle, and because in the summer months we have the AC on, the central air, fans, windows are open, we're doing our best to stay cool. It can be very challenging for candle burners in the summer because having a cold living space means cold glass jars, which is going to prevent your candle from burning evenly. So having a candle cozy, I used to just buy fun, big fluffy socks, like pinstripe socks, and make my own. But these are super cool because there's a little elastic band with a little button. You can see here is a really nice print and some rather nice stitching. Look at that, nice zigzag stitching. And you could just pop this off. So once your candle pulls out, or completely pools, you can take this off, or you can leave it on there. But I have a new one. Look at this. Oh yeah. The color is probably not being represented the best. That's a little bit better. And look at that. Oh yeah. That looks like... It looks like is anybody a Pink Floyd fan? This kind of looks like the album cover of Metal, does it not? But you have a lot of those autumn colors, and because of the shape, I mean, it's definitely not a Jackson Pollock style, but it kind of looks like it could be a Jackson Pollock. What's the famous autumn one he did? Oh, it's gorgeous. It's at the Met in New York City. But you take this, wrap the elastic around the button. Mary from Tennessee, I'm trying to remember your YouTube handle. Is it Music Beauty? I think it's Music Beauty. Or maybe you changed it. I don't know. Oh yeah. I didn't put it on there just right, but it'll keep your candle nice and cozy. Most importantly, it's going to keep the heat on the glass. So I have a fan on me right here. I don't have the AC on because of the noise for these videos, but all of these factors are detrimental. I get comments every day. Why can't I smell my candles? Why can't I smell my candles? Why can't I smell my candles? You know why? Because your candle is up there, meaning the aroma is on the ceiling, because it's naturally going to go where it's the warmest. So if you have a cool living space, you really need to make sure you're keeping the glass warm, so your candle burns evenly. But what you need is not ventilation, circulation, or better yet, you probably talked about it in high school in some science class. You need a natural current in your room. It's as easy as having maybe a fan on the floor and a little like desk fan on the floor and one on the ceiling. What this will do is, as the aroma goes up towards the ceiling, if it's cold up there, it's going to hit the ceiling and it's cold, and then it's going to sink back down, or it's going to roll down the wall, and it's going to keep moving and circulating around your room. Where if there's no circulation and it's really cold, all of your airborne fragrance oil, it's going to be on the ceiling. So there's a little bit of an art to burning candles, but I really wish if you made these as like a small business on Etsy, you would allow me to plug you. I don't know if you do, but either way, thank you so much for that. I honestly could never have too many of these because I don't really like to use socks, but that's what I've always used. All right, so that was not the person who sent, I don't know, maybe Mary sent me these things, I don't know. Leslie said, I'm lurking as I'm having a migraine currently. Oh God, Leslie, I so understand what you're talking about. Migraines, sinus headaches, tension headaches, I get all of them. And when I get them, I get all three at once. And it's just something I've learned to live with. Well, I haven't learned to live with it, but I just realized that it's something that's going to be a part of my life. But I hope you get over that migraine. Rachel, I'm in Boston watching from Castle Island, but I have to go since my phone is dying. I'll catch up later. I hope everyone comes and joins us on the Candle Enthusiast fan group. Yes, a little again. Swing over to the Facebook fan group. We'll see you later, Rachel. And Claire, how we doing, Claire? Shane, hello. I see you, Claire. I see you. Thanks for joining in. We got Morgan in the house. Danny's in the house. Anna's in the house. Did I miss anybody? I want to make sure I pay attention. Let's do more unboxing. What do I want to do? Let's do this one. Because honestly, how many things could this be? Maybe we could play a guessing game. Can you guys hear this? Is there a gallon of milk in there? There might be. I don't think it's a gallon of milk. I think I know what that is. We can see. I know this company. Froggy's Fog. Can we get some focus? Come on, focus for me. Froggy's Fog, Shane Carlson. Here's the address. It's in the description below. Shane Carlson, P.O. Box 64, The Candle Enthusiast, Modena, New York, 12548. So if you want to send anything my way, anything. I'm not looking just for handouts. I'm looking for fun stuff to unbox on Sundays. And to be clear, if this is what I'm thinking it is, I've never had this before. But I've heard amazing things. Oh, yes. All right. Tell me, with a name like this, it doesn't matter what the product is. It doesn't matter. Anything with this name, Swamp Juice. Swamp Juice. That's what it's called. That's what it says. Any product with a name like that, you have to own it. But what this is long-lasting fog fluid. I call it fog juice. This stuff is, man, like every haunted attraction uses this stuff because it creates a super thick, dense fog instead of that mist that comes from fog machines. And if you have a lower wattage fog machine, you know, like you don't have like one of those really powerful stage fog machines, you can even dilute this like one to one water with the swamp juice. So this is really like 2 gallons of fog juice, and you'll notice there's no fog. There's no fog going on in the studio or out in the magic window because I am fresh out of fog juice. And this stuff is expensive. Not so much this. I don't know how much this costs. I think this is a good value for this on Amazon. But if you go to like Party City and buy a gallon of fog juice, you get like the standard stuff. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but it's still quite pricey. This stuff, oh man, and if it's cold outside, you'll get that effect. You know when you see in those old horror movies, or I keep saying Elvira, but Elvira always has that like low-lying fog. It looks like the fog just floats on the floor. You use what you call a chiller on your fog machine for that. It chills the fog. It keeps it cold, which keeps it low to the ground. That's how you get that effect. But if it's just naturally cold outside, like it is in October, you get that effect. So this stuff, I cannot wait to use to see what kind of, maybe we'll even put some in the fog machine and try it out. The box. I really wish I just knew who it came from. I do. And is she in the house? Oh no. Are you kidding me? Do you know who sent me this? I swear I don't, like, I'm getting emotional right now. I wish Rachel was here. Is Rachel still here? Okay, so I didn't want to say this, because I just didn't know if it was polite or not. So I'll keep it very simple. Liz Frazier from City Wicks is a dear friend of mine. We've known each other for, it's been 4 years now. She's one of the most passionate candle makers I've ever met in my life. She's inspired so many people to make their own candles, some of which are here with us here in the chat area. But she donated a sizable amount to the Candle Enthusiast and for my travels for this upcoming... I'm getting emotional. Money for the costs for the upcoming season. But I'm reading this name, Elizabeth Fraser, and I'm like, Elizabeth? I'm like, wait a minute. Like, I just saw an Elizabeth. I know several Elizabeths in the Candle Enthusiast bubble, the family. But I know Elizabeth as Liz Fraser. So the fog juice is from which City Wicks, or Liz. Liz, thank you so much. I just wrote her an email to thank her for the donation, and now I gotta write her another email. I gotta call her, but she's on vacation right now, or at least getting ready for... No, she leaves today. She's going to Europe. Huge shout out to which City Wicks. Oh man, some people are just so classy. Let me tell you, there's no need. That was not necessary for her to do that, and yet she did it anyway. But we got more. What the? What? Okay, so this is obviously not from my camera. What? This has to also be, if somebody sent this, please. No, it's sending, look at this, a gift to you. It's sending you some spooky goodness from your wish list. Thank you for your enthusiastic support over the past few years. We are grateful for everything. Love from Salem, Witch City Wicks, the Witch City Wicks crew. So, as I said, I try to put the most random stuff inside of the Amazon wish list for things that we can do to spice things up on these live shows. And this, oh my god, so what is this? I don't even know. I put it in there just because it looked cool. Dr. Dreadful Zombies Zombie Lab. Dr. Dreadful Zombie Labs, makes 40 plus creepy treats. It creates creepy treats? I thought this was going to be like creepy crawlers. And then, who's this child? This mischievous child eating bubbling brains, drink zombie barf, slurp slimy bugs. And look at that. This is the coolest thing. This is like retro. I remember I bugged my mom for a creepy crawler set for Christmas, and she didn't want to get it to me for Christmas because it's such a gross thing. But I loved, stuff like this when I was a kid. And let's face it, I still do. Looks gross, tastes great, candy and drink kit. Includes one brain mix, one brain activator mix, 2 purple bug mixes, 1 skin mix, 1 barf mix, and 1 barf mix part 2. I guess there's a part 1 and a part 2 to the barf. Liz, thank you so much. And it's for 5+ years old. So I'm old enough to tackle this on. This is going to take preparation for me to get this all set. It even has nutritional facts on the back. We are going to do this ASAP, but definitely not right now. This is so cool. Honestly, just the box is decoration. But we're still going to eat and drink what's inside. That's really cool. Liz, thank you so much. There's more. There's more. Does anyone have kids and had bought this or knows what it is? Is it a take on something? It's like an easy-baked oven for kids who like to eat brains. And Anne says this just turned my stomach. Anne doesn't like creepy stuff like that. I'm going to turn the fan up. It's pouring rain. And very humid. Morgan said I had a thing maker that made bugs as a kid. Yeah, the creepy crawlers. Creepy crawlers has been around for generations. It's great. I hope they still make it. Hannah, stay there. Don't leave. I don't know if you saw it, but I unboxed your gift not too long ago. So now that we have you here, I want to make sure that you know that I unboxed it and I'm actually using the spotlight. It's right here behind me, giving that blue light, but it's eventually going to be up here. And I wanted to say thank you for sending me these spotlights. These things are awesome. If you need indoor, outdoor spotlights that are bright and at a really great price, these things, you can wedge them right into the ground. You can anchor them on piping if you have like a studio at home and you're a YouTuber or you make your own videos. And you can easily put colored gels on these. Super small, super light. They don't get super hot because it's all LED and they're very bright. I'm trying to see how bright this is. It doesn't say. And yeah, it's indoor, outdoors, which is always great. So thank you for that. Big thank you. We have a big box, and I have a guess what this might be, and if it's what I think it is, I don't know, I'm going to drive to Salem and give Liz a big, well, I should probably give her a kiss. These days, that could be taken the wrong way. I'm certainly going to give her a big hug when I see her. And I mean, I don't care. There could be a Tootsie Roll in this box, and I would still be emotional. But it's not. I can't believe. Oh man! I just wish I had a chance to thank her. This is the Hurricane 1000. 1000 being the amount of wattage this is. I'll be honest, I've had a lot of amazing fog machines in my lifetime, but I don't have any of them anymore. I have kind of like a party fogger, is what you call them, a party fog machine that I use in the studio here. But when you have something this powerful and made by this company, I'm trying to think of how you say it correctly. Chauvet DJ. This is a monstrous. Puts out monstrous. It outputs a monstrous amount of fog juice, and it takes limited time for it to heat up. You know how fog machines have to like kind of cool off for a while. And this is a great. I couldn't recommend a model better, and it's pricey. You know, it's pricey. It's not $20, but for, you know, if you have like, you dress up your front yard for Halloween, you know, a graveyard, or you know, you have a walk-through in the backyard to scare the kids or hand out candy, or if you just really want, you know, a fog machine that's going to output a decent amount of fog without spending like $2,000 for a fog machine, this model I recommend highly. Oh, breaking. Look at this, and it's super compact. I'm not kidding. I used to have I think it was made by Roscoe. It's called the F100. Look at the size of this fog machine, okay? The F100 fog machine was easily this big, right? It's meant for stage like Broadway, stage productions, and like haunted hayrides. It was a monstrous thing, and like back in those days, there was no such thing as a fog machine this small. You know what we're gonna do? I know what we're gonna do. You know what we're gonna do. I'm gonna look at the comments. Maybe I'll save the handle for later, but we're gonna test this guy out. Or maybe it's a gal. Pieces. I don't want to lose any of these pieces. Okay, it has feet. It has a wireless. This is great. It has a wireless remote control, right? So I don't need to stretch this. You know, usually I have the fog machine out in the magic window, and I have to hit the button for the controller that's right at the edge of the window. But I can do it from right here now. But it also has a remote control, which looks like this is a pretty lengthy controller. Now, I have to do some research to find out the proper ratio of fog juice, because I do believe, you don't have to, but I think you can dilute the fog machine. It'll act, or the fog juice or fog fluid. It'll actually function arguably better if you do. This is going to be fun because I have light beams in here right now, so you're going to see the beams as soon as we get some fog in here. All right, let's plug this in. And I always say I'm not going to make a mess. I'm just a messy person, you know? Don't judge. Don't judge. What can we unplug? Unplug that. I don't think we need that little green accent light. Ooh, and the tank lights up? So, look at this. So if you are in the dark, like you're outside or you're in the dark, can you see that? You can see the fog machine and you can see where to put the juice. So you're not wasting your juice by spilling it on the ground or on the floor. Let's fill her up. It's a good thing we have fog juice. Oh, God. I don't know why I'm making that sound heavy. It's just a gallon. I'm not that weak. All right. Don't spill. And what is better than the smell of fog juice? I don't know. I know some people don't like it. I worked in a nightclub in college. That kind of ruined fog for me for a while, the smell. But I have many memories of fog juice long before those days. I guess if there's a better smell than fog juice, it's the smell of the actual vapored fog. Whoa. Oh, and the light turns off when there's stuff in it. So when the tank is empty, it lights up. This is brilliant. This is brilliant. And there's a magnet on the back of the controller. So if you need to hang this up, put a little metal plate somewhere. And it's saying it's ready to go. I need like a... Here, this will work. Are we ready? Are we ready? I might have to turn some lights off. Here we go. Test of the new Candle Enthusiast fogger. And I'm going to put the City Wicks sticker right on this puppy. We got to work up the juice. See, I see the juice. The juice is flowing through the pipe. There it goes. Oh, man. Give it some time, pup. There it goes. I'm telling you, yes, if we were putting on a production of the Phantom of the Opera, this might not be enough, but compared to your average Party City fogger, this thing, it's slow to output it, but look how thick that fog is. I have a fan right here that I need to turn off. Oh, man. There we go. There we go. We're just gonna go out of control. We're gonna out of control this. I'm gonna put it on the ground. We gotta turn some lights off here. Let me turn this light off. Oh yeah. So if I turn, can you see? It's still quite bright. The camera's not picking up. I'm seeing the beams of these lights. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Whew. Oh yeah. It's getting hot. But look at the fog action. Look at the ambiance created already right here. I can get a little bit more light on me. And that died. Yeah. Put this right here. And now we are ready. Other than the sweat on my face. We are ready to make a Halloween video. We gotta get just this light. This is what we call a rim light. And by we, I mean people who work in lighting, which I do not. I'm very impatient when it comes to lighting. As you can see, I didn't even put a clip on this spot. Yeah. What do you guys think? I like it. We're just gonna hang out like this for a while. The flag machine may be the greatest typo ever, Nicole. I missed it. Don't forget you need oxygen, says Morgan. That is a very good point. You know, because I almost like started to cough a little bit. What's good about fog juice, at least I think, it's, well, I know, most of it is water-based. Doesn't make it healthier. It just, it kills you much slower. And is Bryce in the house? Bryce is one of our oldest, most loyal candle enthusiasts. This is awesome. I gotta turn the fan on though, guys. I am sorry. I'm dying. It is hot. But we're just gonna film it. You know, this is creating a shutter effect. I've never noticed that before. You see that? I need to change the frame rate. Whoa. The frame rate, so that it doesn't do that. Can you hear the thunder in the background? There's thunder. So, like, we can tell ghost stories now. And yeah, so one of the big things about these fog machines, and it'll be the last thing I say about it, the fog lingers. Anyone who has one of those inexpensive fog machines, you'll know that, it puts out fog, but the fog just doesn't stay suspended for a while. It kind of just dissipates. And lots of fog in here. Imagine your wife coming in and being like, "What's with all of the fog?" Well, I don't have a wife, but I have made plenty of mistakes with fog machines in the past. If anyone has ever roller skated at the Moonlight Rollerway in Glendale, California, or if you've ever seen any film or any television show where they film at a roller rink, it's that place. If it's in Los Angeles, it's in that place. The Wonder Years, I think I just saw it on Good Mythical Morning. They were filming there. Modern Family. They filmed there. Well, it's where this roller rink is where my brother shot one of his films. It takes place in a roller rink, and we needed not just fog so it looked like a roller rink, but because we wanted to get these light beams of all of the lights in the roller rink, we had to constantly keep fog suspended in the air, like all of the time, and it's a whole roller rink. So I was the first assistant director, so that kind of falls into my responsibility. I had to keep fog in the air at all times. But there's a ventilation system that they usually turn on at the end of the night. It just pretty much sucks the air out of the whole rink. It's huge industrial fans in the ceiling. And I thought this would be a great way to get rid of the fog, because we were finishing up filming one day. So I flipped on these fans. And honestly, if you had stepped outside, it looked like the whole building was on fire. There was fog just pouring into the heavens, in the stratosphere. So I've definitely made many boo-boos before in the past with fog. That was probably the worst. Didn't lose my job, though. Blended, like Brian said, probably not great for a little dog to breathe. Well, Elsa's not here, so that's all good. Oh, Brian's even saying, I wonder if fog would scare Elsa doesn't scare easy. She's out there. I don't know if you can hear her, but she's barking at the thunder. It doesn't make her scared. She just gets angry. It disturbs her sleep. But yeah, probably best to use most of your fog outside. But just think about all of the Broadway theatrical actors who have to sing with fog on the stage. Now, fog is used in every show. It's not just like Phantom of the Opera or something like that. Like, you have to have fog on stage at all times, again, to highlight the beams of light, right? And they gotta sing in this stuff. So back in the day, the fog juice used to be oil-based. All right, we gotta move on. We gotta talk about some other stuff. I'm very excited about my new toy, but that doesn't mean we have to keep talking about it. How do I look? Does the hair look natural? How's my posture? Posture's better. If I sat like this the whole time, it'd be so much better. But I am such a slot. I hunch. Let's adjust this camera. If we get tired of it being dark, we'll change it out. But I want to keep it like this for a while. See how long this fog lasts. Well, that's kind of the next thing is a sentimental topic, so I'll wait for that. There's something else I need to show you. I've had a very, very hectic week this week. And it was a bit frustrating because all year I wait for the opportunity to highlight, as soon as I can, the new Yankee Candle Halloween fragrances. 2017, I took a 14-hour round trip to get one candle, Haunted Hollow, and I had that candle in July. I call outlets, I call I don't want to say connections. It sounds like I have like inside people. I just don't want to call anybody out by name, but I have people within the company that sometimes can break a couple rules, which is okay for them to do, and they can send me things, and that's actually going to be the case for something right here that I'm holding in my hand. But nobody that I know, at least on YouTube, has got their hands on the brand new fragrance by Yankee Candle, Haunted Hayride. It's going to be released in the U.S. in a 12-ounce tumbler. It's going to be released in a 22-ounce house warmer jar. It looks like this. You've probably seen it all over the place. This is anything but new news. But let me show you anyway. Here we go. Not Jeff Goldblum, but Haunted Hayride. We got this very vibrant purple candle. Obviously in a foggy, misty forest, being drawn by two horses, at least two. And when I think of Haunted Hayride, I think of haunted attraction. So I think of more of like a tractor pulling a hayride on a farm. So I just was for months now curious about this candle, and thankfully I finally got my hands on not a jar, but something more than enough. Even though we're only about a week away from the release of this candle, we have, let's see if we can get decent lighting here. I might have to turn the lights on, guys. Haunted Hayride, there it is, in the votive U.S. release. This is not, I repeat, not from an outlet. And the reason why I say that is some folks, would assume that because this was so hard to find, if it came from an outlet, it had to be something wrong with it. This came straight from corporate, and I do want to give a big loving shout out to Boney Bunch Love for sharing this with me. She received 2 votives from corporate of both Trick or Treat and Haunted Hayride, and just out of the kindness of her own heart, because she knew who I was, because she's always at the South Deerfield Halloween party, but she didn't put 2 and 2 together. She didn't realize that I was the guy on YouTube talking about Yankee Candles. So when she did, she finally introduced herself, and like I said, she was kind enough to share with me this candle. Now, how am I going to evaluate this? Am I just going to sniff it like this? Well, I've already done that. But what I'm going to do is something I haven't done in a long time. It's called the Aroma Prison. It's a little technique that you know, I created for myself long before I was on YouTube to evaluate, get a good read on candles. And what I do is I take 5 grams. I weigh 5 grams. I shave it down. We're gonna have to get more light in here. This is no fun, but let's be honest. Oh, that's actually not that bad. Take 5 grams of the wax, put it inside of a mason jar, lock that mason jar, and put it into a pot of hot water, but not boiling. You know, let's say about 190 degrees. And wait for all that wax to melt. And what happens is all of the oils that are trapped in the wax become vapor. They become airborne, and they're locked inside of that jar. So this is much different than lighting a candle in a room and trying to evaluate the smell, because well, when you walk into that room and while that candle is melting, your nose is adapting to the smell. You become desensitized to it. It's very important when you're evaluating wine or evaluating perfume or evaluating candles, that you have a way of isolating the smell. So you can smell just for a brief moment, take your notes, but then conceal the aroma. So I do this using the mason jar, and I call it the aroma prison, and I'm going to be working on this video. I honestly thought I would have it ready by this past Monday, and this week has just unleashed a lot of stuff on me, but I am going to do this ASAP. Even though we're only a week away from the release, the only thing I can tell you now is that this this will not, if you're looking for something that is going to be literal, like smell like hay in the forest, on the back of a slab of wood, being pulled by a tractor or being pulled by horses, if you really think that this is going to be a literal portrayal of a haunted hayride, I don't want to disappoint you, but that's really not what this is. What I will say is it's reminiscent of some very, very popular fragrances from the past, and ones that I like a lot personally. But I also came up with my own story, and actually my own name for this candle. I'm going to start doing that. You know, whenever I feel like the name isn't appropriate for the candle, I'm going to give it my own name, just for fun. I've renamed this candle, and I'll save the rest for my edited video that'll be coming really soon. I renamed it. What did I name it? A funeral for a witch. A funeral for a witch. And I'll fully explain in my edited video. To me, that name is much closer, much more on point with what this smells like. I know that might be vague and hard to understand, but like I said, I'll explain in my edited video. But just know that I do have this, and I feel bad because I told everybody last week that my video was coming soon, and it just hasn't been soon enough. The candles look great in the background. Don't they look great? You know, because now that I don't have the lights washing everything out, the candle lights really look at. You can even see on the molding there. You can see a little bit of the candle flicker on the wall. Unless that's coming from the TV, I don't know. Anne remembers the aroma prison. And Ann knows Boney Bunch Love. Yes, big thank you to Boney Bunch Love. We're going to actually officially meet next week at the Halloween preview party at South Deerfield. I'm nervous, biting my nails. Come on, Yankee, says Blend It Like Brian. You know, Haunted Hollow in 2017 was very much an outdoorsy candle. It was a bold move. It was a slight departure from any Yankee Candle Halloween fragrance. Not a slight departure, it was a huge departure. And I remember being at the Halloween party, just sitting there, like a creepy man, watching people smell the candle for the first time, because I just wanted to see what people thought of it, because I loved Haunted Hollow. But I was watching people smell it, one after the other, after the other, after the other. And I just kept seeing faces of people going, oh, that's horrible, oh, that's horrible. Maybe I'm being extreme, but it was not getting a good reception. Now, here's the thing. There's a difference between smelling a candle in a storefront and then bringing it home and actually burning it. I think what happened was, as soon as they pulled away Haunted Hollow, they took it off the shelves for 2018. People had begun to maybe purchase it at outlets during the semi-annual sale, or so on and so forth, and everyone wants it back now. Same thing with Black Magic. Everyone wants these candles back. But I think this is just Yankee Candle's way of, they're making a lot of good choices this year, in my opinion. But I just don't think they want a repeat of Haunted Hollow. So this won't be, a forced floor, face in leaves and dirt and an old cabin in the woods and hay and none of that. If you really want a Yankee Candle that portrays a haunted hayride, like actual hay, pick up Autumn Dusk. Autumn Dusk came out for whatever reason during the semi-annual sale. They poured some 2019s of it, and it was released in 2017 as an online exclusive. Was it 2017? It was 2016. It was released as an online exclusive. I could be wrong about that. But so that means a lot of people didn't burn it, because online exclusives never do well. But pick that one up if you really want a corn husk, corn maze, a hay bale, a scarecrow. That's my name for that candle, scarecrow. If you want that kind of aroma from Yankee Candle. But that is not what we're going to find from Haunted Hayride. I'll give you one comparison. If you enjoyed Crisp Fall Night, or the European name is Autumn Night, there's a lot of similarities. And if you didn't like Crisp Fall Night because it was a little bit too cologne forward, it's okay. Haunted Hayride is not. But there's a lot of similar ingredients, and it kind of works in the same way. And Blend It Like Brian says, I like how Shane renamed Black Sand, it was called Black Sand Beach. They released it for spring 2017, or spring summer, whatever you want to call it. And immediately I heard that they were retiring it. It was doing horribly in stores. And I went to the Yankee Candle Village. I got a custom label printed up with very much like an Ursula from The Little Mermaid, but a sea witch. And I put it on the jar. And I'm not saying I did anything to keep this candle alive. Come on. I mean, look at how many subscribers I have, okay? So I'm not saying I did anything. However, I do know that Yankee Candle, they do watch my videos, and they've asked me to do Candle Power last time around. They're always interested if I'm going to be doing the annual Halloween party or talking about the candles. They gave me full permission to use any spoiler alerts that I wanted without their permission. They gave me their blessing. So I know that they do watch the video, but what was interesting is that candle did poorly, and they were going to retire it, and guess what? They're still making it. 2019, they're still pouring Black Sand Beach, because I renamed it Sea Witch. The reason why I renamed it Sea Witch is because there's patchouli in it, right? So it was like an aquatic take on Witch's Brew. So I definitely recommend it. And it's black wax. It's gorgeous. It's a great photo. It's this salty, saline, jasmine and lavender and patchouli kind of experience. Make sure if you've never burned or smelled it, give it a try. Yeah, Anne says that helps. Thanks. I have an idea of with the pepper and the other notes. So yeah, they mention in their description, Yankee Candle, that this is like the Haunted Hayride is an incense, spice, black peppercorn. I think they said something about the charcoal, like warm. They used a very whimsical word before the charcoal. It's a very vague description. However, there's a lot of things in that description that's in the candle that they didn't say, like lavender. Lavender is a big player in Haunted Hayride, and it kind of makes sense based on the color. I didn't really like Evening Air for some reason, but it may be the ozone note. So it's funny that you mention Evening Air, because there was a Halloween candle in 2010. Somebody help me out. It was the one of the years with the holograms. It was called All Hallows Eve, and it was a swirl candle of Evening Air and Midnight Jasmine. And funnily enough, there's a little bit of both of those fragrances in Haunted Hayride. Again, I don't want to. It's so easy to say, oh, it smells like this, smells like this, smells like this, smells like this. But I'm saying that because there's jasmine. I find in the Haunted Hayride. I'm trying to not give away too much, but I'm definitely picking up on the jasmine and the lavender note that we get. And the only thing I really thank you, and nutmeg and charcoal. The only thing I positively, even right now when I smell this votive, again, not from the outlet, from corporate, when I smell that votive, I don't smell nutmeg. I smell wood, but not nutmeg. And I just really get nervous when they do that, because when you say nutmeg, it puts a huge idea in someone's head before they go in and smell it. And the same thing with the incense. What, or not, does it say incense or is it just charcoal? It says just charcoal. Okay, so charcoal makes more sense. But, no, I don't think that's bad. There's definitely a charcoal, but it needs to be discussed. And again, I will do it. If anyone smoked a hookah before, with, what is it called? The flavored tobaccos, is it nargila? I can't remember the name. But the molasses-covered fruit tobacco, if you've ever smoked, it's a water pipe. And you put a little piece of charcoal on top of the tobacco. Well, those little charcoal nuggets, those little like discs that you light, very reminiscent to the charcoal in Haunted Hayride. But I think when you say charcoal to most people, they're thinking of the grill, right? They're thinking of the barbecue. They're thinking of summertime, the smell of smoldering charcoal in the air, which provokes the idea of smokiness. And again, it's perhaps a little bit deceiving from what it actually smells like. Not a big fan of lavender, but this year's dried lavender and oak was kind of cool. Well, look, if you can deal with that much lavender, the amount that was in dried lavender and oak, I think it's just that it's more of the pungent floral side of lavender that gets to you. Like if you smelled lavender and is it lemon lavender? The classic Yankee Candle. It's just called lemon lavender, right? But that has a very floral, strong, pollen-like and green smell, where if you smell dried lavender before, it's really sweet. I mean, it almost smells like candy. And so, yeah, I mean, and dried lavender and oak to me was more of that dried lavender candy-esque form. It was the bergamot in dried lavender and oak that gave it the muskiness, to give it a little bit of a cologne kick. Alright, so I'm going to turn the light back on. There's one more thing I want to share with you guys. I'm probably going to make a video of this. I need to somehow highlight this video or topic at some point. But I haven't been able to do it quite yet. And I don't know how I want to do it. But I just figured that it was about time. Has it been a month already? It's been a month since the passing of Michael Kittredge II, the founder of Yankee Candle. And, a lot of people, just kind of asked, like, why I haven't spoken about it, and I haven't really shared my condolences with the family. Well, I mean, they don't know who I am, so I don't need to share my condolences with them. I mean, but I think it is important for me to say this. I've made a couple videos that you can find that focus on Michael Kittredge, who started Yankee Candle really in the mid-70s, but, let's say 1969, since it's technically the 50th anniversary. And for years now, I've been making contacts, filming interviews, even just getting people who knew Michael Kittredge as a person. Because the documentarian inside of me wanted to find out who this person was. Why did he start Yankee Candle? He was an incredible businessman. From all of the stories that you'll hear, and considering how fast the company grew when there wasn't even a market for scented candles, he really had I think it's, without argument, he had a great grasp on how to sell a scented candle. And the more I learned about this man over the years, the more I started to find out that although a lot of people say he was a very stern guy and very serious, didn't smile a lot, maybe he would be caught yelling at the Yankee Candle Village or the country store. Well, guess what? Walt Disney could have been described that way too. And the reason why I'm bringing that up, because I've heard just as many stories from people that actually knew Michael Kittredge about how much he was a child at heart. And it wasn't so much a business endeavor for him, but he had an idea of what could be done with aromatics and fragrance and the scented candle industry. He didn't look at a candle as something, not necessarily something you would go to a store and say, I want this for me. I'm going to buy this candle for myself. I'm going to go home and I'm going to burn it. He considered candles to be a gift. He found that it was a much more valuable experience if you buy a candle for somebody and you give it to them, because he understood that association, that when they smell that candle, that they're going to associate it with the person who gifted that candle to them. He was, in my opinion, and my best educated guess, I think he was an incredibly intelligent man in general, but I think he was a little bit, he never really had a platform to speak truly about his passion for fragrance. And I dreamed of making a documentary. And although Michael Kittredge II, or Senior, or if you want to call him Mike or Mick, he wasn't able to speak for a long time. So I knew, getting an interview would just virtually be impossible. But it didn't mean I gave up, and I just didn't share any of the footage, any of the interviews that I've collected. But now that he's passed away, I'm not going to give up, but I definitely feel it's time for me to share all of the footage and the interviews, all of the people that I've spoken with, all of the things that I've documented, to try to piece together everything about this man and why I think it's so important that his legacy be remembered. And I don't mean his legacy being Yankee Candle, because really he was a very sick man, and even by the early 90s, Yankee Candle was kind of slipping away from him. He was still very much a part of the company, but it was really what he did in the 70s and the 80s, before any of us really even knew what Yankee Candle was. Maybe Morgan knew who Yankee Candle was. It was just a little country store in South Hadley, Massachusetts, or in South Deerfield, in Holyoke, Massachusetts. So I'm going to share a lot of what I've discovered about him. Got some really interesting tidbits, and this is something that I want to share with you guys. This is, people ask me what are some of my most prized candles. Well, this has got to be maybe not number one, but it's definitely up there. I have my candle, my Witch's Brew candle that I gave my father, that now sits prominently right here on my shelf. Previously burned by my dad. That candle means a lot to me. I have my Mary Tyler Moore candle, not the one that I actually brought to her final resting place, but one that I had customized for her. It was a very emotional thing, and I felt a very important thing for me to do. But I also have this. It's not a Yankee Candle. It is a Kringle candle. Let me show you. Let's get some good lighting here. This is an early Kringle candle. Let's get some focus. For focus, we're going to need some light. We have an early Kringle candle. Come on, get some light. Catch the focus. Catch the focus. Hold on. It just doesn't want to happen. It's all good. There we go. And then Bernardston, Massachusetts, 1762 to 2012, celebrating 250 years. Bernardston, Massachusetts is the town where the headquarters of Kringle Candle is. It's where Kringle Candle started. We have Candle Candle Company down here. You don't see these white labels anymore from Kringle Candle. But what is special about this? Well, first of all, what does it smell like? I don't know which candle this is, but I think it's probably... Got to be careful with this. Last thing I want to do is break it. It is a very balsam and cedar forward candle. I don't know which candle it is. And on the back, this is really what I want to show you. That is going to be Michael Kittredge II. His signature, dated December 14th, 2011. One short year, actually I think less than a year from the day Kringle Candle opened. Kringle Candle opened only in 2010. People forget about that. But that is signed in Sharpie by Michael Kittredge. And although I did not have this signed personally, I never met Michael Kittredge. This was acquired by someone who worked for Kringle Candle for several years, including the very early days. And she had this candle signed in person by Michael Kittredge. And currently lives in Greenfield. And the only reason why I say that is because, I know who this person is. Again, you always want to find out as much about the story of something like this. And when you buy it, and I did buy it, but what was really special was the person actually knew my channel when I introduced myself. I had no idea that that was even possible. But they knew my channel, and they gave me a really, really good price to it, because I think they just assumed how much it would mean to me. So that's just something I wanted to share. Not something I've had for a long time, not at all. But I thought that this would be about time that I share it. And Eric says, Walt Disney would have shut down the company these days. Yeah, he would, wouldn't he? You know, I thought that was going to be a sarcastic statement, because Eric's a funny guy. But I think he's absolutely right. Anne says, oh, well, that would be precious to preserve what you captured. I'm guessing in video format. Yeah. I was debating editing all of the footage that I had, you know, when it happened. But, you know, I think some time needs to pass. You know, I'm not saying, like, look, I mean, it's not like I knew the person personally, but, you know, there's that feeling when, you know, someone, it could be a celebrity, it could be a musician, it could just be, it could be someone from your hometown, and you don't even have to know them, but there's just, it's a different feeling when you lose them compared to when you lose, say, like a family member. You know, and I think there was just a part of me that, you know, with Mike gone now, it's like, you know, the man behind, you know, the man behind the curtain, you know, the man behind the idea, is gone, and I think it's like, it's a true wake-up call that it's a completely new day for Yankee Candle, which is not bad, because even Walt Disney, the Walt Disney Company, had their second golden era. Anne says, Shane, you are such a sentimental person, and I want to say thank you for sharing with sharing with us. Not many are brave enough to open up. I'm a horrible reader, though, Anne. Not many are brave enough to open to things they are feeling, let alone sharing it with others. Yes, thank you, Anna. I just don't, I mean, especially with you guys, I don't have a problem sharing, but, you know, I have a tendency to wear my emotions on my sleeve anyway. But I just think it's important, because a lot of people addressed Michael Kittredge, whether it be articles that you've seen online, and or maybe other YouTubers, or even companies, other candle companies have made statements about the passing of Michael Kittredge. And, you know, I think everything they said was very appropriate, but I feel like there's a lot that I need to supplement. In my opinion, there's a lot I would love to supplement. Things that they didn't say that perhaps should be said, just to reinforce that we don't forget his true mission, Michael Kittredge's mission. And it wasn't just about creating a business, and it wasn't just about home fragrance. It was a much more emotional experience. Can I share one story about Michael Kittredge? Do you mind? Can I just share one story? And this came from someone who is a Yankee Candle Village veteran, someone who's worked at the Yankee Candle Village 19 years now, maybe more. I don't want to say her name because I don't want to embarrass her, but I had a very long conversation with her about Michael Kittredge, and this was a very long time ago. And anyone who knows like the Christmas events that they had at the Yankee Candle Village, everyone knows Santa Claus arrives at the village in the helicopter. This is something they've done for the longest time, and there's hordes of people who come to see Santa Claus fall from the sky, not fall, but drop from the sky in a helicopter to say hello to all the boys and girls in the crowd, and to go inside. Everyone can shop for candles and share their wishes with Santa for what they want on Christmas morning. But so I always wanted to film this, but this woman who's worked for the village for a long time, she's like, that's not the event to go to. And I'm like, what do you mean? She's like, don't, if you're going to film something, don't film the helicopter. And I'm like, how exciting of a video would that be? If I got like 3 cameras going at once, got different angles of the helicopter coming down. And she's like, no, what you need to do is the lighting of the Christmas tree. And I'm like, well, I mean, the Christmas tree is beautiful at the Yankee Candle Village. Don't get me wrong, it's a beautiful tree, but it's like helicopter Christmas tree. It kind of seems like it's a very easy choice. And she's like, you don't understand. It's a much more local thing. People don't come around from all over the state. They don't come around, travel for a day and stay in a hotel like they do for the helicopter. The people who come to the lighting of the tree are all locals who were there throughout the duration of when the Yankee Candle Village officially opened in 1983. It was originally called the Yankee Candle Country Store. So all these people get together and they're drinking hot chocolate and boozy hot apple cider, and there's live music. But she told me this story that this woman at Yankee Candle Village, she used to play Santa's elf, so she was dressed as an elf, and she kind of sidled up to Mike Kittredge during the countdown of the Christmas tree. And all of the people at night, I'm imagining snow coming down. I don't know if it was snow, but I'm imagining snow coming down. Everyone looking up at the tree, counting down 20, 19, 18. Maybe they started at 10. I would have started at 30. I don't know what number they started at, but they were counting down. And everybody, all of the hundreds of people, maybe there was only 100 people, maybe there was 1,000, I don't know. But everyone was looking at the tree. Why would they not? The tree is about to illuminate with thousands of bulbs of Christmas twinkle lights. And they're counting out loud. Every eye is on the tree. But this woman turned and was standing next to Michael Kittredge, and she looked at Mike Kittredge. He wasn't looking at the tree. He wasn't standing there with his arms crossed like this, looking at the tree. He was looking at the crowd and crying. He wanted to see the expressions on everyone's face more than seeing the lighting of the tree. And it moved him so much that this rough and tough guy that everyone describes was weeping like a child. Oh my God, when I heard that story, it took every ounce of my being to keep it together when she told me this, because it's just like that. I can relate to that so much, I just it's when you consider yourself, whether you consider yourself an artist or a creator or a builder, I've always wanted to create experiences for people. And although I don't like attention, I don't like compliments, there's nothing more gratifying than seeing something that you've created, a moment that you've created that can bring joy to somebody. Maybe it's not joy, maybe it's shock or horror, or maybe it's a sad moment. But if you can really give somebody an authentically moving, emotional experience, for someone like me, it's gold. There's nothing better. And what this woman was telling me was that in this moment, he was feeling this very same thing that I've always felt my entire life. And it was just a big moment in my kind of research of Michael Kittredge that I realized, like, I need to know more about this guy. You know, I need to know more about, I just need to make sure that people don't forget who this guy was. And if somebody's not going to document it, if there's not going to be a true historian, there's no historian of scented candles or Yankee Candle or Michael Kittredge. There never will be. But if nobody's going to do it, I have to do it. I said that to myself a long time ago. So, hopefully, one of the many things that can cross off in my lifetime will be something, some form of tribute or homage to the man, Michael Kittredge, not necessarily the start of Yankee Candle, but Mike Kittredge, but more importantly, not a tribute, but to pass on and document who he was to the next generation so they don't forget his legacy. That his legacy doesn't become, he's the man who made balsam and cedar. He's the man who made witch's brew. I think there's much more, he had bigger virtues than just being a person who was a businessman and made candles. That's my little story. I hope you don't mind that I just kind of dipped into that. Emotions. I hope I didn't make anybody cry. Anne says, "You're such a great storyteller. I want to be there now." Thank you. I don't think be here now. You could be here now. We could hang out. But I think you meant South Deerfield. Leslie says, "Oh, that made me cry." Good. Crying is okay. Sometimes you got to get it out, you know. Yankee Candle is in good hands now. Glad to see the brand coming back real strong. So am I. Since last year, stayed true to the brand. The fall, Halloween, and the 50th anniversary lineups made me very happy. All super, in my opinion, super valid points. I think it is in good hands. I think there's progress being made. You got to remember that Yankee Candle always they're about 2 years ahead of schedule, right? Like they're not working on what's coming out for Christmas this year. They're working out for what's coming out in Christmas 2021. That's what they're working on right now. So they're 2 years ahead of schedule. So sometimes there's this unnatural lag where something will be released and like, this was trending 2 years ago, but it's not really trending right now. And you know, I think that's been one of the big problems, especially with Halloween last year. You know, I felt like the theming was just like, this was so in a little while ago, but it's not right now. And I think they've really worked on that a lot. Madeline says, "Wow, that makes me cry." Scarlett says, "Aw," with a heart. Very pink heart. I can't even imagine how that would feel to see such a thing as that. Vintage Rose was talking about the Christmas tree, I'm sure. This may be your calling. You have the gift to make this happen. Well, I do. It can't be my sole purpose in life, but it's on my list, and it is very important to me. I see no better filmmaker to take on the documentary than you, Shane, says Leslie. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yeah, I mean, with any documentary, it has to come. If it doesn't come from the heart, don't make a documentary. A lot of people are hired to make a documentary on certain topics. It doesn't work that way. Meaning if the person is not the creator of a documentary, it's not coming from an organic place in your heart, you can't fake it. I mean, you can fake it, but it doesn't turn out well. And Diane says, I like hearing about Mike. So do I. And that's why it's, it's kind of confusing. I think he was just a very private person, and he could have easily written a book. Why wouldn't he have written a book? Unless it was a part of, in the contract of when he left Yankee Candle. But man, that would have been, that would have been something. Amy says, I cried a bit. That's okay. Nancy says, hello, I'm sorry I'm joining late. It's never too late. Karen, beautifully said, Shane. Love your poignant thoughts and stories. Really enjoy your shows. Thank you so much, Karen. Your name is Karen's at the Beach. I love that YouTube name. Personally invested, yes. That's exactly what it is, Morgan. And then Madeline says, that's it, Shane. You have so much heart. Thank you. I feel like I always repeat myself. Like, that means so much. That means the world to me. I don't know how to fully express sometimes the compliments you guys give me. Thank you, really. Hello, good to see everyone. Nancy, nice to see you. I hope the family is doing well. Nancy had, I want to be very vague about it, but let's say in the family there was a new addition to the family. That coffee is horribly cold. What else do we got? And I meant to say, what else do we have? While I dribbled coffee all over the place. Do I have anything else? Wait a minute. There is another package. I legitimately forgot about this. Yes, this is perfect. We need this right now. If you've just joining, I received a bunch of items on my Amazon wish list. If you go into the description section below, there's a link to my Candle Enthusiast wish list. It's not my personal wish list. Well, there's a couple things on there, and there's definitely a couple things that are jokes, like a full-size, like 6-foot Bigfoot, like statue that's like $4,000. That's a joke. If that shows up my front door, I'm not gonna be a happy camper. Well, no, I'd be a happy camper, but I would never accept something like that. So, but if you go to the link and look at my wish list, there's oh yes, this is like Christmas. There's a bunch of things that little tokens that help me out with filming. I said it all before already, but batteries, chargers, cables, things that don't seem fun, but are definitely things that I need to spend money on. And then there are more extravagant gifts, just in case there's somebody out there who really does want to not just gift something or pledge something. I mean, everything is an investment, but if someone really wanted to invest in the future of the Candle Enthusiast, or should I say Aromatic Adventures, there are things there on that wish list to make that happen. Things that I can no longer put on credit cards. How cool is this? Yes, this is not, again, I'm trying to promote things that I need for filming, and yet Liz from City Wicks bought me a bunch of toys, and I love her for it. Let me do this. So look at this. I don't know why. This has always intrigued me. Maybe it was the Richard Pryor, Gene Wilder film. Hear no evil, see no evil, whatever the name of the movie was. But the hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil. I saw these little skeleton children. And I used to have these, the monkeys. and I would try to put it in every film I made. Somehow I would get those 3 monkeys in the shot of every single film I ever made. But yeah, they're all broken and old now. But I have this skeleton right here. This guy is so great. He's got like the yoga pose. It was sold by Pier 1 several years ago. And although it's just meant to be a statuette, I'm trying to get my hand in the right place. His lap not perfectly, but it holds a Yankee Candle jar, well, a 22 ounce or 14.5 medium jar, or even a Bath and Body Works 3-wick tumbler. So, and it's so cool, and it's made out of a hard resin, so it's not gonna, like, unless you have like a blowtorch on his face, it's not gonna melt or burn. But you can put a Yankee Candle jar right there on his lap, and what's great is the flame from the candle will illuminate his face. I'm gonna wait to do that until we get a little bit closer to Halloween. I don't want to start breaking out all of the even though I have Halloween Mickey and Minnie on the shelf here. I have Nancy's. Look at that. We have the Mickey jack-o'-lantern tea light holder. I love that thing. Thank you, Nancy. And we have the little spooky cookie jar, Panda Bear cookie jar thing. But let's take a look at these guys, because these... Ooh, what is this made out of? It's the same thing. It's made out of... So this is polyurethane resin. Look how super cool. Can you get a good read on the color? It's not like bright white. It has... Oh, that's so cool. And each one has a little tag. So I have to keep the box. I'm one of these people, I keep the boxes and the packaging. But these guys gotta come out. Remember, they're gals. They could be gals. You never know. Who would you be out of the 3 of these? Which one represents you the most? That is super cool. Let's do this. Yes. Yes. Let's not break that jar holder. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And you know what we need? Why not? Yeah. Woo! There's 2 things I love. It's candles and fog machines. Yeah. Oh, come on. Don't deny it. That's cool. Once again, thank you, Elizabeth Fraser, or Liz Fraser from Which City Wicks. Did not need to do all this, but you certainly have, well, certainly made my day today. That is for sure. But like I said, all week I've been thinking about the pledge she made to the Candle Enthusiast. Scarlett says, I'm quiet, so I would speak no evil. That's a good quality. Morgan says, Which City Wicks Poison Apple has won my heart for apple scents. Yes. To me, it's like... To me, it's my apple cider, apple cider. Couldn't even get it out right. Apple cider candle. I mean, it just, to me, I mean, because maybe it comes from Salem, obviously there's a bigger association, but for me, my experience, being younger in Salem is just so synonymous with the smell of apple cider in the air. And was anybody upset about Black Bat not coming back this year? Well, I want to plug this, if I may. It's the least I can do for Liz. A lot of people, she what she did is she revamped an old candle that she had retired called Witch's Broom, and she brought that back this year. But in order to do that, she wanted to take one off the list, and she took off one that didn't sell probably the most, but it was a big fan favorite. It's called Black Bat. It was kind of a pomegranate cider candle, and a lot of people were upset about this. A lot of people, I mean, they weren't mad, but they really wanted the candle. So what she's going to do is have an exclusive sale of only 100 Black Bat candles, but it's going to be for people who are members of the City Wicks Candle Witch Coven. I think that's the right order of the words. She has her own group. So if you want that candle, if you need that candle, there's only going to be 100 and 100 only, and it's going to be 100% exclusive to her Facebook group folks. And if you drop my name, that probably would help your chances of getting it. So make sure you do that. She's going to be doing that next month. Floral Falls says, turn up the fog. Let's do it. Why not? Let me read a few more of these comments. Where is Santa? Says Laura. Man, Santa's right there. He's not far. But you're right. Santa has been... I've been on hiatus, but he's really been on hiatus. Liz is awesome. She is, definitely. Thank you, Nicole. Not thank you, but yeah, thank you for saying that. She is awesome. Amy says those are great. Yeah, those little skeletons, they're out of focus, but you could still see them. Bigfoot costume. Oh no. Bigfoot costume ? Where did you find a Bigfoot costume? Would it be on an Amazon wish list? I don't know. All I'm going to say to that question, shorts are us, is that costume is anything but a bluff. That's the only thing I'll say about that costume. I have gargoyles like those. That's cool. Yeah, they have them at... the Yankee Candle Village, like the gargoyles. Those are really cool too. I love the skeleton. Can't wait to start burning apple scents. It's September. What's your favorite apple scent? So many great Yankee Candle apple scents. Hard to pick. So authentic. So Costa, I think just, because of the classic nature of Yankee Candle's Macintosh, I would probably say that, but it's not. I'll give you one better, but I think if I was only gonna have one Yankee Candle, and one only, and not for burning, but just to kind of be the physical representation of my passion for Yankee Candle, it would be a Black Band Macintosh candle. It's just the epitome of authenticity in a scented candle. It's been a staple of the company. It's got to be on their top 5 selling candles of all time. So, but did you ask me what Yankee Candle apple scents or favorite apple scents? So, we were just talking about the poison apple from City Wicks, but I'll give you a couple more that aren't small production. Apple. I am a huge, it's kind of sad, because everyone knows I grew up in apple country. The varieties of apples that grow here are virtually all red. There's some golden delicious, but no green apples. It's just not cold enough here to get grow green apples. But I love Washington State Granny Smith apples. Oh man, do too. I just love super tart, not sweet, just really tart, really crisp apples. So even though I grew up with Macintosh trees all over the place, when I go to the grocery store, I load up on Granny Smith apples. So with that said, Forbidden Apple, I think is an awesome candle. You know, Yankee says that it's got all of these things in it, and I just don't get it. I don't get it. I've burned it. I've smelled all of the releases it's ever been in. To me, it smells straight up like Yankee Candle's Granny Smith fragrance. You know, if you want to get something a little bit spooky to burn with Forbidden Apple or Granny Smith, you know, pick something like caramel pecan pie. Oh my God, why are they not making that candle anymore? Burn something like Granny Smith or Forbidden Apple with caramel pecan pie, because where the Granny Smith won't deliver on the sweetness, you'll definitely get the sweetness and savoriness from the caramel pecan pie. But here's the thing: caramel, nutty, apple. What do you got? You got a caramel covered apple loaded with not peanuts but pecans, and it's, you know, that pecan, that caramel pecan pie is just the most. Oh, it's so powerful. There's a couple on eBay right now. You're going to have to pay full price, if not more, but it's the old label. It's really not hard to find. It's just a powerhouse, and it's super sweet, and it's super authentic. I'm surprised that it's not a collector's item by now. I really am. But green apple, caramel pecan pie, or what's a good one? Salted caramel? Is it just salted caramel? That would be another good caramel covered apple. Or if you don't want to do caramel and you want to do you could do like the taffy or cotton candy to kind of do a green apple, like a candy apple. So when you're asking me what's my favorite combination, you know, I like something like that. I like a conceptual apple that's not just an authentic apple, but it's got other things going on. So a caramel covered apple, although Yankee Candle does have a white chocolate covered apple, which I have over there. It's not a Halloween candle, but I keep it with my Halloween candles. It smells amazing. They don't make it anymore. I don't believe they've ever made a caramel covered apple candle before. Like just an apple on a stick. I don't think they have. There may be something that smells like it, but I don't think they've made one of those. So if they don't make it, just make it your own. It's a long way of giving you answering a short question. Costa says orchards will be packed starting Labor Day week. Oh yeah, it's coming. It's coming. Cider scents are usually a good scent. It's hard to get a good apple cider, because if you've had real apple cider made on site. Oh, I'm not hitting the fog machine. Someone told me to hit the fog. Do I have more Halloween goodies coming up on eBay? I could. What I do have, you know, at this point, I feel like, especially with how the t-shirts are going, let me do that real quick while I'm answering Eric's question. The t-shirt, we had a t-shirt, a limited edition Halloween first annual Candle Enthusiast Halloween t-shirt, and I said I was going to limit it to 50, and within the short 2 days, is it 2 days or 3 days, it's been available. We're almost, I haven't checked my phone yet for Spreadshirt today, but we're getting close to the end. We were well over the halfway mark yesterday. So if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, make sure you get over as soon as you can if you want to get your hands on one of these. And they're not available yet for international sales. I'm working on that. It is possible. but there's a few little loopholes I got to get through. So what's available is we have t-shirts and you can customize any of these colors to any color. Well, not any color you want, but you can see like here is the youth shirt. So we got a kid's t-shirt. If we click this here, we could see all of the colors. Look at all of this. We could switch the colors. Any color we want that suits our needs. Bingo, bango. So we have the men's shirt, we have the women's shirt, and we have the men's and women's premium shirts. We have the women's V-neck and the men's fitted shirts, and then we have what I'm really jealous of are the hoodies. I know some of you guys grabbed these, and it's so weird that like I can't afford my own products, but it is the case. I don't make these shirts. They take the orders, they print them up, they send them to you. You know, we only launched this a couple days ago, and I've been notified that my shirt has already been shipped. So it's actually much quicker than I thought it would be. So we will have more designs after this limited edition, but I'm just going to keep this to 50 items for now, because I don't want to go back on my word. So when they're gone, they're gone. And if you're wondering like what this artwork is, this is you know, if you remember having those wax paper bags with trick-or-treats, you know, the people who give out their really generous amount of candy in the bags. Sometimes you get bad things like circus peanuts and candy corn in those bags. But I collect vintage trick-or-treat bags, and this design is one of the oldest trick-or-treat bags. This is not from the 80s. This is late 60s, early 70s Americana right here. I did alter a few things to help to give it more resolution. A lot of people are saying, "Oh, Shane, like you did a fantastic job." I'm like, "Don't give me the credit. This is an authentic piece of artwork, a part of Halloween history." This owl is my illustration. It is my design. It was my little personal drawing addition to the artwork. And then I was really happy how this came out. The border, you know, this ripped piece of paper kind of looks like an old pirate treasure map. I thought it was perfect because we had the little pirate trick-or-treater. But good luck trying to find that bag on eBay. And if you do find that bag on eBay, you're going to be paying a fortune. But I do have my own collection of little trick-or-treat bags. But if you want to get your limited edition shirts, make sure you swing over. The link is going to be in the comment, or not the comment, but the description section below. But also make sure you go over to the Facebook fan group, the Candle Enthusiast Facebook fan group, request to join. For one, that's how you keep up to date on everything, but also become a part of the larger extended family of the Candle Enthusiast. But all of the links and updates for everything I do and everything the moderators do is going to be located at the group. We'd be happy to have you. So let's get you guys back. So Halloween products, my point was the t-shirts are doing well, so I don't know if I want to be selling, you know, more of my collection to raise money. Kind of want to spread it out, but that doesn't mean I can't do giveaways. What I do have is I don't want to use absorbent, because that's not accurate. I have 1, 2, 3. I have about 20 haunted hollow melt cups. So I definitely want to find some people who really, really want one of these. But also maybe we could do some giveaways. I got a bunch of melt cups because I use them for my evaluations sometimes. Not necessarily on camera, but to take my notes. I use the melt cups. I cross-reference them with the actual candles. So I have like this huge selection of melt cups. And I don't even own a centerpiece. So, but I do have some things that I'll be putting up on eBay. But right now it's Halloween mania, and the things I have for that I would be putting up for sale, I don't think it would be really hot right now. This Saturday will be fun, very exciting. Yes. I'm nervous. I'm very, very nervous. It's been a long time since I've been out vlogging in public, and this is my 4th annual village video, Yankee Candle village video for Halloween. And I just want to make sure that every year is a little bit better than the last. So what you're heading to the village again, I hope. Yes, I'll be up there. So if you want to, if anyone can make it, even if I'm filming, in the middle of filming, stop me on Saturday, and there's going to be a lot of folks there. Brett, Philly Candleman, will be there, and I don't know if other people want me to promote that they'll be there or not, but there's several other folks that you may or may not know that you'll recognize. Leslie wishes she can make it, but she has to work. You know how it is. And you know how it is. I know. I mean, think about those years I was in California and I wanted to go. Oh, man. Hunger pangs from the caramel apples. Spirits already open. Yes, and I got... Oh, man. Can I show it to you guys? Do you mind if I show you something that I bought for myself? You know, my brother is a big fan of the Funko Pop figures. And he's always asking me, he's like, why don't you buy them? I'm like, look, if I buy one, I know what's going to happen. I'm going to have to buy like 50 of them. So I never bought one until one day I was out shopping with them, and then there was a Mary Poppins pop figure. It was like $5. And I'm like, all right, I got a Mary Poppins shelf right here with all my Mary Poppins stuff on it. I'll buy the pop figure. Well, then it started. I'm not a collector of pop figures. My brother certainly is. But when I saw this is exclusive to Spirit. There was a pre-order. It's sold out. It's back in stock. To my knowledge, none of the stores have it yet. So if you have a Spirit store next to you, and if you're a fan of Hocus Pocus, and you like pop figures, they have the individual Sanderson sisters, the characters. But this is the ticket. I just want to find... Okay, that's a pretty good size. Look at this. So this is what they call a movie moment pop figure, or figures. It's an actual scene from a film. The Little Mermaid, Kiss the Girl, just came out when they're in the rowboat, Prince Eric and Ariel. But you see this platform, it comes with this base right here with the fire, the cauldron, and the bubbling, oozing goo, which does illuminate. See how it's illuminating Bette Midler there? But we have the 3 Sanderson sisters on this platform, and it comes in this box. So this was just, I'm like, this is too cool of a collector's piece, or not a collector's piece, a decoration piece. You know, that is something I would put out on my shelf. It's not so much just getting one pop figure. It's really more about, yeah, it's like a little display. So it's super cool. It's a little bit pricey for what it is. You know, it was $36 plus shipping, but I had a 20% off coupon. But if you find it in the stores, you can use that 20% off coupon and walk out with it and not pay the shipping. But like I said, I don't think any of the Spirit stores have them in stock. They weren't in stock in California. They weren't in stock anywhere in New York yet. So keep an eye open for that if you are a Hocus Pocus fan, and you know who you are. You know who you are. So is it that time? Is it that time of the day, of the stream? I want to get you guys' opinion on the Sanderson sisters, though. Will your Yankee Candle video... Will your Yankee Candle Saturday the 24th Halloween show be live? Thank you, Karen. So, thank you for asking me this question. Karen's asking, will my video be live from the Yankee Candle Village, or will I be editing the video? I will be doing both. I will be doing at least 2 live videos. At least. So make sure you subscribe to this channel as well as the Candle Enthusiast. There'll be lives on both, but I will, like always, be editing my video. So expect that. I never want to give a deadline anymore because I'm always way off, but I'm going to really work hard to get it done because I can't sit on that. Because what's the point of filming something like a release party and then posting the video a week later? It's not as exciting. But so I will try to get that video done as quickly as I can. But I will do a complete accessory haul, every accessory live, and that will be Saturday morning. Or if I'm really lucky, I'll be able to convince the folks at the Village to do it on Friday. So it'll be actually before the products are released. I'm talking to them to see if they could just load up a shopping cart with every product. It's a long shot, but again, I think they see that I'm not bringing hundreds of people to the Yankee Candle Village, but it doesn't take hundreds of people. If I can bring a dozen or 24 people to the Yankee Candle Village, it's worth their time and money to help me out. So they might be able to pull some strings for me. But there will be lives. There will be multiple lives, and I'll try to keep them as informative and entertaining as possible. I only have Sarah Sanderson that I bought last year. That's cool. And how you doing, Stephanie? I don't think I've personally said hello to you yet today. That's impossible to resist. I'm glad you said that. It's the 31st anniversary? No. 26th. Excuse me, 26th anniversary. Whew. This year. I did not see this at either store. Yeah, I don't think they have it yet. The Hocus Pocus. Anne says it's adorable. I agree. Nancy likes the trio. Stephanie says that they did have some cool stuff. Yes, my brother did. He didn't do a vlog, but he took some video for me and just texted me the video of all the cool stuff that they have. And I told him I can't go in there. That's walking into Spirit right now is just so dangerous because they have some really cool decor. You think of Spirit as being masks and costumes, but now they're selling home decor, and that stuff that's where things get bad for me. Leslie will be watching from work on her phone. Scarlett's got her notifications all set for the lives at the Yankee Candle Village. Eric says, I remember they had stuff out early for your Friday visit last year. Yeah, so it's been, every year it's a little bit different. Some years, by the end of Friday, they just have those big art carts. Remember in elementary school, they'd fill up the art cart or the music cart on those gray, stock carts, whatever you call them. But I remember the past 2 years, Sweet Seduction was they were already just putting it on the displays. It wasn't on the sales shelf, but they were putting it on display. And it's this is not supposed to come out until tomorrow morning. This was unheard of several years prior to that. So, and then last year there was a bunch of Halloween stuff. What I will say is, if they don't have any Yankee Candle accessories, Yankee Candle Village always has other accessories from other companies that they sell. So there's always that. So that's always cool to take a good look at. And can I just say this? Has anyone listened to the new Tool song? Tool, T-O-O-L? I had difficulty spelling a 4-letter word right there. And Raquel says, yeah, the most dangerous time of the year. I agree completely. I'm a doll collector, but I haven't gotten to the Funko Pops yet. Maybe that's a good thing. It's one of those things, they're so affordable. They're like, oh, it's only $8, but how many do you need? I love the video of Shane eating the Cinnabon. Man, if you guys only knew, like, that was me throwing in the towel after, I don't know, 5 videos. That was me saying, I don't think this is gonna work for me. And you can totally see what the confidence on my face just not there. I'm just barely holding it together. And I love it when people say they watch that video and they're like, Eric always brings it up. I don't know if he truly likes it or if he just thinks it's funny, or he just sees, like, maybe he sees that desperation on my face to make a good video and he gets a kick out of it. But I love when people see Eric's saying his best work, ! I don't have many pops, but I have a few, mostly American Horror Story. Very cool. And Scarlett says, yes, love Tool. I don't know, there's not like a universal Tool sign. What do you say to another Tool fan? You don't, there's nothing you can do. But yes, 13 years is a long time to wait for an album. Shane, please show the light up pictures. I love those so much. I only have one from. Okay. I never use mine. I actually have. You're talking about the LED canvases. I have a bunch of them. I love them. I have like this candy corn one that flickers like a candle flame. It's so cool. And then my mother saw that, so like every time like Christmas comes around, they don't like when people don't know what they buy me the canvases, but it's just, I'm not gonna put them all over the place. Plus, the budget would go up just for AA batteries. But maybe I'll do that one of these days. If you guys want to see some of the ones I have. I say I'm sorry when someone says they're a Tool fan. Nicely done, Eric. Nicely done. And Eric says he legitimately loves the Cinnabon video. He legitimately loves my Cinnabon video. But he's not a fan of Tool. I think that just makes me like Eric more. All-time best video opinion is The Red Lion Inn. I watch it at least once a week. Once a week? That is awesome. And I still laugh my butt off. That is so cool. It was my favorite to make. It's probably my favorite video. Every time I go out and try to make a video, which is not often these days, but we're going to get back into it, I kind of set the bar to that video. there was a very organic experience to making that video. And I think what I didn't really illustrate in that video was the best cinematography that I can do. I mean, I'm not kidding. The whole video was shot on an iPhone. That's it. It was an iPhone. So I would love, I think I could have amped up the photography on that video. But as far as the capturing the true experience, that one is always my favorite. Okay, when my oldest son was in high school, you could only buy tools and music if you sent them a check, and they would mail you a CD. I think it was Tool. I think you're talking about one of the albums they released. I vaguely remember that. It wasn't an official album. It was kind of like a supplementary album because one of their albums came out months later than they had announced. Surprise, surprise. But that's cool. That's really cool. And that's a collector's piece right now. Just in case it's laying around the house somewhere, get it up on eBay. I like Haunted Route 66 motel room. Oh man, yeah, we got to do that. More creepy hotel rooms or motel rooms. When Shane fell off the chair after looking in the attic of that horrid cabin. That was not a fun moment. Sparkling snow video, the sledding video. That was my day off. I was supposed to be in bed that day relaxing. No day off back then. It was the mid-90s. I don't know. This album would have been about 2001, 2001, so I don't know. And Anne says that was one of the first videos I ever saw and was hooked. Oh, that's cool. See, that's what's great. That was another video I was unsure about because I thought like me acting silly might turn a lot of people off. But I like acting silly. And sometimes I just act silly. I mean, it's just who I am. I just don't notice it until I watch the footage. And Leslie laughs at my expense on those videos too. I like the old school Silver Birch and Crisp Fall Nights video. I really like the Crisp Fall Nights, but here's a little something I've always embarrassed by, and this will give you a reason to go back and watch that Silver Birch video. I posted early on just the Silver Birch video, but the Silver Birch video was attached to a longer video where at night I did a comparison of campfire treats and ghostly treats. And if you watch the segment where I'm evaluating Silver Birch, there's it's actually quite small, but there's a hole in the crotch of my pants the entire time. And nobody, I'm not going to say nobody noticed, but nobody ever commented in the comment section about the hole in my pants. It was in the whole thing. I couldn't edit it out. I couldn't crop it out. It was a wide shot. So, knock yourself out. What is the first thing you plan to do this autumn? I think next weekend is going to be, the Yankee Candle Village. But here's something a little bit exciting. If you hung around this long, maybe I deserve to give you a little of a bonus sneak peek. I will be doing. Last year I did the outdoor Sleepy Hollow the legendary outdoor. It's the longest name ever. The legendary outdoor Sleepy Hollow experience. It was in Sturbridge, Old Sturbridge Village in Sturbridge, Massachusetts. I had a blast making it. It was so much fun. The video took forever to edit, but it was just so much fun. And then that video caught the attention of the director of this company, and apparently he has these shows all over the country, and not just Sleepy Hollow. He does like an outdoor Edgar Allan Poe experience. I think it's in Atlanta. He's got one in Ohio. But this year he's doing the Sleepy Hollow experience in Sleepy Hollow, New York. It's not over. It's in Sleepy Hollow, New York. And it's on the property, the estate of Washington Irving, the author of Legend of Sleepy Hollow. It's just like a mind-blowing thing. It's so cool. The thing is, it's so close to the city. Tickets are selling out like crazy. It's not as big of a space. But I won't be remaking that video. I'm not going to remake the same video, but I actually have a phone call with the director of the company, Mr. Brian Cloudis. I haven't been formally introduced yet, but he did really and seemed to enjoy my video. So he contacted me this year and said, we're doing it in Sleepy Hollow. And I said, well, how about instead of like me filming the event, because I've already done that, like we do like a behind the scenes, like you guys actually building the sets, the actors rehearsing, get more of the preparation of what it's like to put on one of these outdoor events, because that would be a completely different video. And what's better than filming right off of the Hudson River in Sleepy Hollow on Washington Irving's estate? It's like a win-win-win-win-win. And above and beyond that, I don't know if any of you guys are familiar with YouTube's Jacob the Carpetbagger. Jacob the Carpetbagger. He's a good friend of Adam the Woo. You know how much I love Adam the Woo. He's a good friend, and he's been really traveling a lot, producing a lot of travel and tourism videos. He loves doing exactly what I do, just going to really random things that the Travel Channel would never talk about, and documents them. So I was talking to him on the phone, and I mentioned there's going to be this Sleepy Hollow event in New York, and he's like, is there any chance you could get me a pass, a media pass, where we could both go? And I'm like, you kidding? That'd be great. Like, how about we do like a collaboration? So Jacob the Carpetbagger, who, I mean, just to put in perspective, I mean, this really, really incredibly kind guy. He's got a huge library of just amazing, out-of-this-world videos, like things you would never even believe exist in this world. But he's got like over 200,000 subscribers. So, I mean, I told him, it's like, look, I mean, this would be really, really helpful for me because I'm launching my third channel that's all travel videos. So, I mean, and he just seems to be really glad to help. So, huge shout out to him. I don't think he's watching. But October 12th, I will be with Jacob, and I'll show him the cemetery in Sleepy Hollow. But we have media passes, press passes, so we'll be vlogging the experience. So super cool, pretty big collaboration for me. There's going to be a huge surge in the Silver Birch video now. Yes, wouldn't that be amazing? Yay, Jacob. Oh, good. So a lot of you guys know Jacob the Carpetbagger. Cool. I'm glad. He just did Lake George, and he just like terminated my Lake George videos because I was like the only one to have like a House of Frankenstein Wax Museum video up. And he just did his, and mine's like now put to rest. Yeah, he's constantly doing live streams. I'll admit, I just don't watch a lot of YouTube these days, of anything. So it's been quite some time since I've like sat down and caught up on his videos or Adam the Woo's videos. I absolutely love the Sleepy Hollow. I love Sleepy Hollow, New York. Always visit when I'm in Lindenhurst Estate in Terrytown. Very cool. That's something I need to do. I love all the references. And Nicole saying, I used to love his Abandoned Places video. Yeah, so should I share that? Yeah, I can share this. I won't say who, and I won't say even Jacob, but a bunch of those people who came from the Abandoned Places videos, they would go into theme parks that had closed down, or sections of theme parks, including Disney, things that had been closed. Even Adam the Woo has been what they call trespassed, meaning banned for life from Disney World. Now, Disney, years later, granted him access back into the park. He could go to Disneyland, but he couldn't go to anywhere in Disney World. But they allowed him to come back. However, just think last year he didn't do anything last year, but they finally caught him in the park after something he did a long time ago, and he was trespassed in Universal Studios Orlando, so he's banned for life. So a lot of these people who did these abandoned videos, being banned for life from a park is one thing, but a lot of them got in trouble with the police. So a lot of those people who started with these abandoned videos quickly stopped, and they moved on to bigger and, in my opinion, better things. All right, folks, I want to thank you guys so much. Remember, I'm going to say this one time. We got 46 people watching. Hit that thumbs up button. But here is what's incredibly important. Look how close we are to 1,000 subscribers on this channel. I say it all the time. I'll say it once again. Why is 1,000 subscribers important? Well, if we get to 1,000 subscribers, YouTube will allow me to not be tethered to my computer to do a live video. Meaning, on this channel, we can't just go walk around outside and do a live video. We can't go inside Yankee Candle Village. We can't go inside a museum. We can't do anything unless I'm tethered to the computer. So just that alone, we need 1,000 subscribers. That's worth getting 1,000 subscribers. Also, without 1,000 subscribers, which is nothing, but this has always been an intimate channel, 1,000 subscribers, we can't monetize these videos, meaning we can't put Google ads on these videos. Every time an ad pops up when you watch a YouTube video, that creator who made that video is getting like a penny for you watching that ad. That ad is not something that's going, well, it is, Google's making tons of money from it, but a portion of the money for the advertisement goes into the creators, the artist's pocket. And this is important, right? Because we just sat here for how long on this second channel? It's not showing me the time, but we've been here for a while, right? Google should be paying us, right? They could be paying us money right now for putting out content, but we can't put ads on the video and monetize, make money off the video on this channel until we get to 1,000 subscribers. So sharing is caring. Do what you can. If everyone could just tell 1 or 2 people, subscribe and watch this guy do some crazy lives. I'll have crazier lives. I'll do whatever it takes. I'm going to be drinking and eating whatever this heinous stuff is in this box. Whatever's in this box, slime, brains, I'll eat it. I'll drink it. I'll do whatever it takes. And we'll get outside once we have 1,000 subscribers. But just let's just spread the word. It's been like watching a snail cross the surface of the floor. We just have to get to 1,000 subscribers. And with that said, we are 80 subscribers away from hitting 4,000 on the main channel, the Candle Enthusiast, and our anniversary, 3-year anniversary for the Candle Enthusiast, just comes up in Sunday, not today, Sunday. Next Smell It Sunday. So let's see what we can do. Can we get to 4,000 for 3 years? That would be really cool. If not, we're good. But let's try to get to 4,000. Everyone, thank you so much for joining. for this live, for the last live, if you missed the last live or if you missed the beginning of this live, all of this will be uploaded later. Thank you for all of the kindness that you showed me. Pray that, well, not pray, I will get this video done with the Haunted Hayride. We will have that before it's officially released. I'll have a video posted, but pray for me to have the strength to get through. It doesn't seem like a lot of work, but it definitely is, to do the 4th annual Yankee Candle Village preview party video. And will I be making an in-betweens video as a companion video for that? You better believe it. So thanks everyone. Have a fantastic Sunday. If you have, it's very late. I hope you've eaten dinner. I was going to say have a good dinner. I haven't eaten dinner yet. But I hope you had a great dinner, and I will be seeing you folks all very soon. And I'm still reading the comments. I'm going to go back and read all of your comments at a later time, guys. Thanks for joining. Be good to one another, all right? I never said that before, but I mean it. If I could find the end button, that would be helpful. Thanks, guys. Have a good one. We'll talk to you soon.